Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I finally got Point Dread and the Talon Fighter. I mostly got this for the Point Dread attachment to put on the top of the castle. And I only just recently saw in a review, a toy review, an unboxing, which I like, that's why I do them. They're helpful to people. That this is actually a little bit smaller. And from what I'm seeing, you can't actually stand a figure in the freaking Point Dread. And I'm like, seriously? Oh, Faye, we'll see. Okay, so we've got some nice art on the top, some instruction, oh not instructions, just example of a kid playing with these, because they're for kids, remember. Some beautiful artwork with Roton. I love Roton, I got to get a Roton. The tiny little dragon on the side. Oh, you can't see for the light. Damn. And a little battle between Cringer and Panfor and Evelyn and Tila. Now on the back, of course, we have more art, a little bit of text, and we have an example of, yep, that apparently is really small. You can't put a figure in it when it's together. That part just stands, okay. Yeah, it kind of works as a half thing from the stand in, but when you put it together, they can't stand in it apparently, but we'll see. There's the other characters that were out new for the time. Let's get this out. Now the most upsetting thing about this is I was supposed to have a Smurf come with it. And I was really hoping when I heard something banging around that the person put the Smurf inside it to send it, but they didn't. So, a bit upset with that. Now, let's hope this is not too much. Okay, so we've got our Point Dread Talon Fighter instructions. Very, very important. That's the other thing I wanted, was just to see the little plastic console and everything, because the original was cardboard, and I did buy, because mine doesn't have cardboard inside the thing, so I bought that. I was hoping it'd come in time for this, but it didn't. So that's the base, that's the perch, which doesn't have the little things that latch on because they notoriously broke easily. We have this new cannon, which I'm hoping I can fit on top of the actual castle. The old antenna, which is radar dish, which is the same thing. Well, I'm using it for the same thing. Okay, so, it's pretty much not a lot of instruction, really. What do we do? Couple of rings. What am I doing? Just need to push it harder. Okay, that scares me. I feel like I'm going to break it. Okay, now I guess I should put someone in, shouldn't I? Who cares? I brought figures, but the interesting thing about this, or the difference with this one, is you actually have glass now in the windows, which you didn't have before in the original. Now they should go on easily. And one good design element they've added. Okay. Just doesn't want to click that side, okay. This comes off, so you don't have to have the handle on it, so it's easier to stand on its own. I'm not going to put it in. So there's that. Oh, at least I'll get rid of the box now. Now I've got this tiny little top of the castle thing. I really was hoping that was going to be bigger. I just assumed it was the same size, because I was under the impression that the actual Talon Fighter was bigger, so I just assumed the perch, I guess, or whatever, the Point Dread would be the same size. Now let's see. Talon Fighter is a tiny little bit bigger, yes. Just a tiny little bit. It's hard to tell from this, but It's only a little bit of difference. At least this one has the paint. I always noticed the example had paint on it and mine didn't. But one of the other things I really hate is... actually closes. And these are still stickers. How are these not molded parts? All they need is three little panels, or 4 or 5 little panels of actual. That's one of the most disappointing things about these Origins vehicles. There's no advancement or improvement. They're pretty much exactly the same. And one of the things they could have done, of course, was have actual dials and things in here, because the stickers, it's just cheap. And the whole idea of the Origins ones is that they're modern and better, and yeah, it would have made a big difference. I think people would have bought them. They would have been a lot more successful, because I don't think they really sold as well. That's why we don't have all of them, because I don't think they did that well. And the main difference between these, really, that I can tell, so from the slight size changes, that's lighter. And this can also go on top as well, but I'm keeping that for this. So we'll put the Talon fighters away for a sec. And this and this, they do go together. I'm kind of scared to put them together because I'm scared it'll be hard to get it apart. And I'm curious, can you stand a figure in here or not? No. They would have to be bending down a lot. I could have sworn I brought over a He-Man. There we go. I thought maybe you can just crouch them down. No, there's no way a figure can stand in that. I'm so disappointed. It really only functions as like this. Sorry, I'm always off because I'm looking at these and not looking through the camera. So this as a little base is fine. Like, you can take that part off and He-Man can man it, which is cool. But yeah, I'm very disappointed by the size of that. I just assumed you'd be able to stand somewhere in it, because when you look at the original, I forgot they're all in it. The original is quite a bit bigger, and it's not even attached. Like a good centimetre or two, probably 2 centimetres, and it's probably going to be more obvious on the inside since you can almost see the whole distance from top and bottom. The height difference, it's quite noticeable. That you can stand a figure in easily, plenty of room. And this one, not so much. But fortunately, this is going to live on top of the castle forever, and this will just be in the battlefield basically. So it's not really going to matter long run. But I'm just surprised that they did that. They just needed 2 centimeters to make a difference. But so there we have it. The Talon fighter and Point Dread. Okay, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the new Point Dread and Talon fighter and some of the little differences. Like, I do know, that's a weird thing, they've actually moulded some little tech there, some little buttons and gear dials and things, but they couldn't do that for the panels on the inside. And the size difference, like, they put this in, and that stickers as well. This part is at least an actual plastic, wall section. But they couldn't make it just a centimetre taller, and this is a centimetre taller, so you can fit a figure in it. I thought maybe it was because the box needed to be smaller, but yeah, no. Oh well, I'm going to go. Okay, so I put the Talon fighter and Point Dread attachment on top of Castle Grayskull, and look what I discovered. It's actually a good 2 centimetres too small. It should come all the way to the end here, and it should fill this whole space, and it doesn't. So not only is it too short in its own Point Dread form to actually have a character in it, it doesn't even fill the space on the actual new castle. Now, the only good thing is you can actually fit the character inside when it's on Castle Grayskull. So that is at least one relief. So I never was going to use it the way it was before. And this part, it doesn't even fill all the way out. It doesn't cover the edges. So it's like a mini version. It just doesn't make any sense why they did that. But at least the Talon fighter is pretty awesome, and now I can look over the Smurf village and protect them.